18 News at 11 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Kevin Christopher.
And I'm Nancy Cox. Thanks for joining us at 11. Communities around the Bluegrass are hoping the rain will shut off soon.
Flooding and the fear of more flooding are on the minds of many people tonight. Chief Meteorologist Bill Meck is tracking all that water. KXAT's Storm Director Weather Center.
We do have some flooding threats that will continue through tonight into at least the early part of tomorrow. Then we're going to turn our attention toward the end of the week with the next surge of heavy rain. And bottom line is, we need a weather break. It has just been one thing after another. Tonight, the new wrinkle is dense fog, but still looking at some rain out there as well. MaxTrack Live Doppler. Corridor of fairly heavy rain has been running now from West Liberty, just north of Salyersville, back toward about Campton, just north of Jackson, and then it continues in a line between Somerset and London. That's all tracking off to the east. Lighter showers scattered back to the north and west. The flood warnings, the broad area of them has been discontinued. There are still some small stream flood warnings in Montgomery County, Stoner Creek, in Bourbon County, and then a large area of flood watches up for eastern and southeastern Kentucky. So there's, again, the advisories that you have in place. What we're also looking at is a dense fog advisory. That runs from essentially I-64 and north. Essentially, you've got warm, moist air coming over cold, damp ground, and you make fog. And boy, there's been a lot of water. From our WeatherBug network for sales, 1.84 Bourbon County, middle 1.5, 1.4 at Richmond at Glen Marshall Elementary, and Perryville was over an inch of rain. We are tracking a little bit better weather, at least for a little while. Talk about when in a couple of minutes.
All right, Bill. Flooding proved to be a big problem on the roads across the Bluegrass today. It was so bad on a Grant County road, firefighters had to pull a stranded driver from floodwaters. Take a look at these pictures from deputies there.
It happened this afternoon on Turner Road over the Fork Lick Creek, which resembled a river after that heavy rain. Jessica Reyes has more in tonight's LEX 18 Big Story at 11.
I was surprised that it was that bad.
Sandy Elliott, who lives on Turner Road, says she's used to seeing roads flood when it rains a lot. But this afternoon, what she wasn't expecting to see was her neighbor try to drive through the floodwaters.
I said, please don't cry. Please don't try to do that. And no sooner I got the words out of my mouth, here she came and got stuck.
And shortly after the woman in the Ford SUV realized she was trapped inside with nowhere to go, a water rescue unfolded.
They ended up extending the basket out to the vehicle. She had to climb up a ladder to the basket, and then they returned the basket back to the vehicle.
That's the worst it's ever been, where they had to get ambulance and fire trucks.
Deputy Wright says the woman was rushing to pick up her son from the bus stop and probably didn't realize how deep the water was on their private bridge. But this isn't the first time Elliot has seen something like this happen to someone, and in the very same place.
He tried to get his truck across, and I don't know why. He knew better. But it took him and his truck all the way down around that bend.
Hours after the rescue, the truck is still stuck in the high water.
If we get any more rain like they're calling for, it will move that car. It's just lucky the current isn't as strong.
Until then, it's serving as a reminder to everyone driving by of how dangerous this weather can be. Covering the news in Grant County, Jessica Reyes, LEX 18 News.
And firefighters say the woman and her children won't be able to go back home until the water recedes, so they're staying with family. As for the vehicle, it is a total loss.
Just south of there in Scott County, the steady rain left several roads completely washed out this afternoon. Check out this flooded tunnel on Double Culvert Road, which forced several drivers to turn back. Another trouble spot was on Rogers Gap Road, where water covered bridges leading to homes. Meanwhile, in Georgetown, neighbors at Oxford Circle found water creeping into their houses. Today's rain made a real mess in Frankfort as well.
There were several mud-covered roads once the floodwater receded. Take a look at Benson Creek. Like many in the county, what's usually a calm stream looked more like a rushing river today. County officials are keeping an eye on these and other flood-prone areas. They say everyone needs to remain weather aware this week.
With 3 to 5 inches of rain predicted for this area, being that we sit in a basin in a low-lying area anyway, people need to pay attention to the forecast and to the information that we put out.
At last check this evening, water was blocking US 421 north at Lebanon Road and Kentucky 1659 around Mile Point 2.
The threat of flooding is a big deal for the people living on Harrington Lake, which lies between Mercer, Boyle, and Garrett counties. Emergency managers say the lake is just above flood stage, and parts of the lake are creeping up over the shore. The manager at Wavy's Marina says the lake's about 20 to 25 feet higher than usual, and it just keeps rising.
This is normally a parking lot out here, and the boat launches here, what you can see is underwater. It will get up to that car up there, and it'll start going over the dam. So we've got a few more feet.
Elsewhere in Mercer County, runoff from creeks led to ponding water. This is a look at US 68 near Palisades Road, where drivers had trouble getting through. Officials warn more trouble spots may arise later this week. And we're getting more looks at how flooding is affecting eastern Kentucky.
Check out these pictures from Lawrence County's Emergency Management Agency. Here's a view looking over the side of Spalding BR Road. You can see a small part of it has given way, and they say the road is beginning to collapse. Check out Kentucky 1760, where water from a stream covered the left lane this afternoon. We're told it's now covering the entire road. And they posted a short clip of Kentucky 1690, which is blocked again by water. If you'd like updates on conditions in Lawrence County, you can find the information on the Lawrence County EMA on Facebook.
Take a look at this. Here's some pretty incredible video of water just gushing over Cumberland Falls. Melody Brown posted this on the LEX18 Facebook fan page. Whitley County officials say things are much calmer there and along the Cumberland River now. The water level is receding, but they'll continue to keep an eye on it.
Here's an update about Estill County, where about 500 people, down from 2,000, are still without water, but the whole county is under a boil water advisory. Over the weekend, a riverbank slip clogged the water plant's intake with mud and debris, cutting water to the whole county. They got the plant up and running Monday, but there's still work to be done before it's back at full strength.
As the rain falls and the water rises, you can track it all with us online 24/7 at LEX18.com.
Check it on the go with our free LEX18 Storm Tracker weather app. It has up-to-date forecasts, warnings, and interactive live radar. In other news, a Scott County man faces a long list of charges because police say he kidnapped his ex-wife using duct tape, drew crude images on her body, and assaulted her in front of their son.
It happened Sunday on Salinger Drive in Georgetown. Hannah Mordeau has the details, new at 11.
On this quiet street, inside this quiet home, neighbors never thought 29-year-old Zachary Shelton could be accused of such a vicious crime.
Duct taping her up in the house, dragging her across the floor.
Oh my God! Why would somebody do something like that?
I mean, hearing that, what do you think?
I think it's sick.
To me, what this sounds like is kind of a messed up situation between a family.
Police say the situation started on Sunday when Shelton's ex-wife was visiting her son. She told officers she was suddenly attacked.
According to the arrest citation, Shelton duct taped the woman's hands and feet together, then drew a lewd image on her forearm and face.
But it didn't end there. According to court documents, Shelton had their son draw a tattoo on her back. Then Shelton smacked the woman in the stomach, dragged her across the floor, and pulled her underwear until it ripped. Police say when they got there, they found a photo of the scene.
I mean, that little boy's going to remember what Daddy did to Mommy. And that's sad.
According to court documents, Shelton admitted to the crime, but said it was all in fun, that he had no ill intent in his actions. Since he bonded out of jail, I went to get his side of the story. But no one answered. So, could this have simply been a prank taken too far?
I wouldn't say that's so much a prank because you don't violate somebody's body, tie him up, and drag him across the floor as a prank.
Whatever the case, neighbors didn't find it funny.
I hope he doesn't do it again. I hope he gets help.
Covering the news in Scott County, Hannah Mordeau, LEX18 News.
Zachary Shelton was arrested for several crimes, including kidnapping and assault. New details at 11 here in Lexington, where firefighters made short work of a fire in a house near UK's campus. They got the call for help from Transylvania Park, just off Euclid Avenue. Crews tell us the man who lives there came home to find a fire in a downstairs bathroom. He wasn't hurt, and the damage was contained to that room, and it's unclear how that fire started.
Now, nature may be to blame for a huge headache on a Lexington road.
Police say a pothole on Richmond Road popped the tires on 9 vehicles tonight. Take a look at this huge hole in the outbound lanes near the Shriners Hospital. Car after car ran through the hole around 8:30, and each driver had to stop to put on a spare. No one was hurt. Officers tell us road crews should have it patched up soon. And while a lot of rain along with temperature swings in the soil beneath can lead to potholes, it's unclear if weather led to this one.
Crews working for a good cause in Louisville found a skull in the dirt this week.
We'll tell you how long police say it's been there and what they have planned next. Coming up in a few minutes on LEX 18 News at 11.
Boy, it just keeps coming. Rain, cold. Now we've at least warmed it up some. And now we got a little fog to contend with. That comes with the warmth. So it's like every little good thing kind of has a little price right now. Let's go ahead and show you right now. MaxTrack Live Doppler, and what we are tracking for you is some rain, mainly south and east. The corridor of heavy rain actually just zoomed across Madison County during the evening and has now progressed more into eastern Kentucky, West Liberty down to Salyersville, northern part of Breathitt County back to Campton and Beattyville and Boonville, and then that line continues down toward Laurel and Pulaski County. Some heavier rain about to move in on London in the next little bit. Some light rain from Lancaster through Stanford back to Liberty. Again, the track of this is all off toward the east. Flooding, it has been a problem today for some of us. Flood watch continues still for a pretty broad area, eastern, southern parts of Kentucky through the night into the day tomorrow. The bright green you see, those are flood warnings. For Bourbon County, that's on Stoner Creek. That's for the Licking River going up through Nicholas and Fleming County up into toward Harrison County. For Montgomery County, there's some minor flooding ongoing now at Bunker Hill and Aaron's Run roads in Montgomery County. So again, if you live near those, keep in mind you've got flood situations. That's a flood advisory from northern Rockcastle through Jackson, Estill, Lee counties on through Powell, back through Menifee, Wolf, Morgan, northern part of Breathitt, Magoffin counties. Those again for minor flooding conditions where the creeks are running high. You may be having some water standing on the roads. The reason being is when you see these numbers. 1.5 inches of rain in Mount Sterling. A good chunk of that fell during the latter part of the afternoon into the evening. 1.33 inches in Lexington. There's no place to put the water. That's what it's come down to. We've had the heavy rain, then the heavy snow, the snow melt, now heavy rain on top of that again, and we're just running out of real estate. You've got a dense fog advisory, essentially from I-64 and northward. Does include Lexington, Winchester, Versailles, Lawrenceburg, Frankfort, Georgetown, Paris, Carlisle, Cynthiana, all included in the dense fog advisory. And look at this. This is out in the Hamburg area tonight. Got this big snow pile, this big ice cube sitting here. Warm, moist air is coming right across it. There's the direction of the wind. Where the two come in contact, you make the air or the water vapor condense. There's that fog just blowing right off the snow pile. Kind of cool, little micro weather for you. Here's the big picture. From our Kentucky One Health WeatherBug camera, you can see we're losing some of the big buildings downtown in some light fog. It's not too bad in the downtown area, at least at this point. Through the next 18, still some rain around, especially south and east in the morning. Squeaking a little sunshine maybe midday, but I think more as we get you into the afternoon with highs into the upper 50s. There was today's slug of rain as it went through. Got a little more scattered here for a while. Here comes the next big slug of rain. This one's more directed towards southeast Kentucky. That's why the flood watch remains. Low pressure is trying to push on off to the east. As it does so, it will drag a front southward. As that happens, high pressure from the north should dry us out for a little while tomorrow afternoon. That's your hope for a little bit of sun, which could last into the early part of Thursday before the next low in the sequence comes north. That happens late Thursday and on into Friday. So tracking more rain and fog tonight, a little bit of a midweek break, just a little, and then more heavy rain comes in the latter part of the week. We're still in the 50s and 60s tonight. It's 56 right now in Lexington with that little fog around after a high today that made 60. Flood watch south and east, rain and fog in the area will be in the upper 40s tomorrow. Lingering showers, especially early, a little sunshine late. Highs, upper 50s. How about some low 60s, sunshine early, rain late on Thursday. Friday, it's pretty much rain all day, upper 50s, lingering into at least the first part of Saturday. We're going to try and get it out of here in time for all the St. Patrick's Day weekend stuff in Lexington. Parades, runs.
Oh, yeah.
It's the first big outdoor weekend.
I know, and I think everybody out there deserves it right about now.
Everybody is just chomping at the bit. Let's get this.
All right, thanks, Bill.
All right.
Still ahead at 11, deputies try to figure out what led to a fatal wreck in eastern Kentucky.
Plus, a car slammed into a Richmond home overnight as a family lay sleeping inside. What happened next? Coming up on LEX 18 News at 11.
You're watching LEX 18 News at 11.
New details tonight from deputies in Johnson County.
They say one man is dead after a crash that brought down power lines Monday night. Deputies sent us these pictures of the wreckage off Kentucky 201 near Daniels Branch. They say around 9:30, 33-year-old Daniel Branham swerved off the road and his van hit a power pole. They say they found Branham unconscious and he later died at a local hospital. The impact brought live wires down over part of the road. No one else was hurt, and it's unclear what caused that crash. Police in Madison County say a drunk driver slammed a car into a house overnight, narrowly missing two people sleeping inside. It happened around 2 this morning on 4 Mile Road in Richmond. Take a look. The car was nearly embedded in the living room with just about a foot of it hanging out. Everyone made it out unharmed, though, but the house has been condemned until repairs can be made. Officers say the driver, Christina Hacker, is charged with DUI and wanton endangerment.
Construction crews found human remains as they dug in Louisville Monday night. Police say they were working on a Habitat for Humanity development in the Lake Louisville neighborhood. As they dug for a road, they found a human skull in the dirt. Investigators aren't releasing many details, such as the age of the person, but they say it appears they've been there around a decade. Police are trying to track down the previous property owners for more information. Well, there's even more trouble tonight on the University of Oklahoma campus.
Another person involved with the fraternity was caught using racial slurs on camera. That's next as we cover your world on LEX 18 News at 11. Covering your world tonight on the University of Oklahoma campus, another video featuring racial slurs has surfaced. This time, it's a fraternity's house mother caught on cam.
But as NBC's Jay Gray reports, the longtime fixture at the SAE house says the video is not what it appears to be.
There is a different message tonight from two Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity members suspended from the University of Oklahoma after they were seen in this disturbing video chanting racial slurs. Asking for forgiveness in a written statement, Parker Rice, the student standing on the bus, says he is deeply sorry and was wrong and reckless during what he calls a horrible mistake. The parents of Levi Pettit, the second SAE member suspended, also call the incident a horrible mistake and add, what we saw in those videos is disgusting, but that they know his heart and he is not a racist. The apologies come as more shocking video has emerged. The fraternity's longtime house mother, Botan Gilbo, or Mom B as she's known, repeatedly singing a racial slur. Gilbo released a written statement as well this afternoon, which reads in part, I am heartbroken by the portrayal that I am in some way racist. I have friends of all race and do not tolerate any form of discrimination in my life. I was singing along to a Trinidad song, but completely understand how the video must appear in the context of the events that occurred this week. The new revelation adding to what is a building frustration on campus.
And I've never seen such anger from our students because that's not who we are, and we don't want to be defined by those who completely violate our values.
Values the school and students cling to. As the fallout over the videos intensifies.
That is not what we represent, and that is not who we are as a student body or as like a university.
A university at the center of a growing controversy right now. Jay Gray, NBC News, Norman, Oklahoma.
LEX 18 Sports is next.
Karl Anthony Towns has improved so much that one ESPN NBA pre-draft list has him number 1. They also have Willie Cauley-Stein going 8th. I think he'll be higher. Devin Booker 12th. Trey Lyles 16th, which will be his hometown Indiana Pacers. And Dakari Johnson 30th to Golden State. That's 5 UK players going in the first round. Towns has come a long way since December.
It just starts off with experience. Starting off, just making sure I have got my feet wet, just trying to get ready for what college was going to give to me, and now I'm more accustomed to it. I'm able to do more things that I wasn't able to do when I first came here, and I just grown. Having a mentor like Willie, it helped me out every day.
Willie Cauley-Stein is mad. No one questions that Willie is a great defensive player. He believes he could score more, but it's not needed on this team, and he doesn't like that his offense, which now includes hitting a shot from 15 feet, is better than many believe.
People saying I'm a one-sided player. I don't believe that. My team don't believe that. And that drives me nuts. I'm a ball player. I'm not just a defensive player. I'm not out there just to play defense, and that's what's driving me. I think defense is all about reaction. It's not a lot. Like, you don't have to be a genius to play defense. You don't have to be a guru to play defense. You just got to react to the other person. And it's not hard.
The coaches vote on the All-Southeastern Conference team. Cal is the Coach of the Year. Willie Cauley-Stein, Defensive Player of the Year. Devin Booker, Sixth Man of the Year. Carl Anthony Towns, Freshman of the Year. Cauley-Stein and Towns make first team All-Conference. Booker and Aaron Harrison, second team. Booker, Towns, Trey Lyles, and Tyler Eulis make the All-Southeastern Conference freshman team. No surprise, UK is on the cover of Sports Illustrated. To sell more magazines, they will change covers based on the region. So, Sports Illustrated, out west, UK is still on it, but they'll put Arizona instead of Virginia. Willie Cauley-Stein, Carl Anthony Towns, and Dakari Johnson getting some terrific publicity. Regional finals will be a great night to get a big bag of popcorn and sit in the stands and check out Lexington Catholic and Bryan Station. They haven't played since Catholic won in the 2008 finals. 23-8 Catholic and 22-7 Bryan Station third quarter. Station down by 10. Tim Dunn, 3 of his 17. Then it's Talbot with a nice pass. Overdue for the lay-in. And Talbot, who's terrific with the drive. Strong move, 21 points, MVP of the game. Under a minute to go. Andre Davis makes it a 5-point game, but Catholic goes on the win, 56-53. They're heading to Rupp Arena.
I can't say enough about my senior class. The guys coming off the bench, you know, my 5 seniors have done nothing but play hard basketball at Lexington Catholic for their lifetimes. And, you know, to cap off their career with a trip to Rupp Arena is something that will never be replaced. They'll remember it forever. It's been a lot of fun. This is our first time in my 4 years, so we're really excited. We really wanted this one.
The 2 best teams in Region 12 battle to see who plays at Rupp. 25-5 in Lincoln, 25-6 Boyle. Big crowd on hand. Bell, long 2 for the Rebs. Boyle up 13-8. Neil Conley says, I got it. I can answer. I'm open. I'll bury it. Swish. Second quarter. Tyler rattles it in. 17-12 Boyle. Then Conway to Conley for the lay-in. That's his 21-16. And Boyle, how about that? They win 48-46. We'll be right back. Should be paying him. Yeah, hang on a second. E3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We'll continue to track the flood threat. We also have some fog to contend with through the rest of the night.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks for watching. The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon is coming up next.